So Henman's broken chela 3 successive times. 2-1, second set. And the stats bear out what you're saying perfectly for 53% of first serves in for Chela, but perhaps even more worryingly, when he gets the first serve in, he's only winning 47% of the points, same as his second serve, so he might as well go for a better first serve percentage.
Yes. Yeah, I think he won something like 65% of his first serves in his previous round. Even though he wins this point, Chela, notice how high he has to hit that passing shot. That's part of his problems. He hits the ball quite hard, but a lot of it is wasted to spin high above the net, whereas Henman is playing his with a much flatter trajectory, as we saw with that backhand down the line at the end of the last game, hitting it very flat, wasting nothing in spin.
That's a shot that's let him down a little bit this evening, but not there. Watched it like a hawk, didn't he? And that is some sight. There's a chance there for Chela, Henman getting himself a little caught up there.
Yes, he got a little overconfident, and I think was going to try a drive volley initially, and then decided against it, I think quite wisely.
Well played. Henman, you sense, was just starting to toy with Chela, but he held his talent very well in check there.
Yes, well played to Chela, because they actually started this volleying exchange on pretty even terms, and for Chela to come out on top says a lot for him. Just kept his head, kept it low. That's the important thing. Look how low he does keep it, so that Henman has to volley up.
Can it continue to be this good? Yes, but he saw him make his move, and that time he judged it to perfection.
Well, it says that he's got a huge forehand, which we know, but it also says really that he doesn't have a great deal of belief in his backhand hitting winners, which remains good news for Henman.
It's been a very close call, Henman having a good look at it, but accepting it.
He's used that serve well, because what it does is it goes to the opponent's strength, but it leaves the weaker shot for the next shot from Henman.
And he really clipped that second serve. Stop it. Yeah, a few people smiling, some shaking their heads. It's been that good. Interesting, the vast majority of experts I've talked to have been swooning about Henman's performance. The bookmakers, though, have, seem to have got a certain perspective about it. 28-1 Henman was this morning to win the tournament, and he was odds against to win this match. But he has started supremely well. And while one Argentine is feeling the pinch, another is soaring. Guillermo Correa, 2 sets up against Carlos Moy. He's got an early break, and he leads 2-1.
Well, he's been going for his shots, Henman, but of course, with a break up here, he can afford to go for them even more. Always the chance, I suppose, that if you concede say a love service game, the chela will feel great about things, but the risk you take.
I think chela thought he was going across there. So although he had it covered down the line, there wasn't any real conviction.
A lot of wind up there, but it really doesn't seem to be affecting the player. Sometimes it does swirl in this Chatrier court. Not today, though.
Yep. You don't chip and charge any better than that.
Well, he actually played a pretty good two-hander. But Henman's volley was just exceptional. Eating the ball out in front of him, hardly any backswing at all there. Wonderful control of the head of the racket.
Chela. Henman part 3
So chela holds, but Henman still leads by a break. 2 breaks to 1 in this second set, 3-2. Because they've met a couple of times on clay. We mentioned earlier on the head-to-head 2-2 on their first meeting on clay in Monte Carlo. Chela won that, but it took 3 sets. And 2 years later, also at Monte Carlo, which Henman likes, he won in 3 sets himself, 6-4 on the third. Their last meeting was earlier this year in Doha. Henman won that pretty easily, 6-3, 6-4. The other meeting was in the US Open, 2002. Chela won that easily.
Yes, I think most people would have taken Chela to win this match, chiefly because Henman may have beaten him, but he's just never really done it here at the French. And even though he's got through to the quarters this year, as we were pointing out earlier, he hasn't really beaten any great clay court players. I mean, Blanco's a little past his best, not the player he was. Henman has beaten him here at the French before. So in many ways, a bit of an unknown quantity, or I suppose known to falter at this sort of stage. A big test, and he generally come a little unstuck against them. And particularly away from Wimbledon, he's never really featured in any of the majors anyway. Another reason why they might have considered he would have faded here.
This definitely does seem to be a new Henman with new belief. Just enough power on the flick.
Well, it was an unusual play by Chela. I mean, the shot you might have expected was pushing it down the line, but he was, of course, thinking that Henman would anticipate and volley it away, giving it the lob, forgetting that Henman's one of the best players of this shot in the world. It's a terrific effort by Chela, but again, just second best. Whoa!
That was a present. Just to emphasise what you were saying about Henman's lack of success anywhere else, it's his first quarter-final in a Grand Slam away from Wimbledon, where of course he's been a semi-finalist 98, 99, 2001 and 2002. Very, very impressive sequence of results there, but not elsewhere in the slams. Yeah, totally deserved that.
Yes, his quarter-final victims at Wimbledon: Korda, Pierlin, Federer, of course, and Andre Sarr, the Brazilian. He has lost to Todd Martin and Stich in the quarters.
Again, very well played, chela. Luck was against him, but he fought hard. And this is his best patch right here.
Yes, Henman still seemed to have the winning of the point, but for the fact that chela really anticipated well that backhand down the line. Like the way Hendel handled the mishit and the cross-court forehand, where he got such a good angle. Couldn't have played the point much better.
Important point, and played as such.
And it highlights what I said at the beginning, that the key would be just how well chela plays these backhand passing shots, and that was a key point. He didn't play it too badly, but it wasn't low enough, and Henman controlled it so well.
Oh yes, he laid into that. So Henman holds. The scoreline continues to impress.
And often when you have a point like the one they had at 15, at 30-15, you just get the feeling that things are changing around a little bit, and the fact that Henman just swiped away basically those thoughts from my mind at least, I think shows how well he's playing.
Yes, for me, the returning has been the key to his performance, but serve well as well. 58% first serves in. He'll take that. He wants to keep it around that if he can, or even possibly improve on it. Strong positive play from the Argentine. Fourth Roland Garros for chela. Got to the third round last year. Lost to Carlos Moya. No disgrace there, but took him to 5 sets.